Hello there, friends. Welcome back to the Mama Simply channel. I'm Amber. I am a homeschooling mom of 8 kids, and I am sharing with you today my meal planning strategies for our family of 10. So this is a really common question that I get asked quite a bit is how do I cook for all these people in our family? Cook and shop and stay on budget. So I'll be answering your questions about that today, my strategy for managing all of that. And then I'm also going to be showing you our Costco haul and talking to you about how we stay within our budget. Our budget this month is $1,600. And so sharing with you about that. And then finally, we'll wrap up with our family movie night. And that's lots of fun. So if you have not already done so, feel free to subscribe and follow along with our journey as we share all about life in a big family. And in the comments, let me know what is your favorite holiday side. I'd love to hear all about it. Okay, so part of my meal planning strategy is to have each child be involved in the meal planning. And I do this by assigning each child a day of the week, and then that child is responsible for helping plan that meal that we'll have that day. They get to pick the lunch. They also help plan what we're going to have for dinner, and then the reward for being the meal helpers, then that child is exempt from having to help with the dishes. And so this gives the other kids the opportunity to learn other people's chores, and the child who is the meal helper gets one-on-one instruction, and it's a lot less overwhelming. So it accomplishes several things. One, they get to have input and involvement in terms of the meal plan. They get to understand like the budgeting and kind of the structure. They also learn how to cook. So I talk with each child individually about what they would like to have on their assigned day. And we talk about what the options are. Some of the kids in our family suggest things like, oh, I want lobster, things that are steak or things that are just really expensive. And especially for a large family, it's like, okay, well, no, that's really not going to work. So you need to pick something else. And so talking about that in terms of the budget and different options. But each child has the opportunity to then usually pick their favorites. And then they also then help prepare that meal depending on their capacity. Now, the older boys can do a lot of the cooking techniques on their own or with minimal supervision. The little kids help in maybe handing me things or helping prepare things, helping wash things. And then I do all the prep and all the cooking, but they are involved and at least watching. And so that's what works for us. And then from that, list out our different activities and what we have going on. This is November. We have Thanksgiving coming up. So I plan things out based on that and the different activities and things that we have going on. And then I plug in for each recipe the ingredients that I'm going to need after I've taken a brief inventory of the refrigerator, the pantry, like what we have on hand. So I do a lot of this over an hour or two in the afternoon. We don't necessarily stick to it perfectly, but it certainly helps in terms of planning and getting organized. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was lots of fun. We got lots of stuff. It's a long receipt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be a necklace for Apple.
Yeah. Ellie, what'd you get?
Yeah.
Yep.
Where's the gold?
And the goldfish are down here. Goodbye. You know what? I'm sure I love steak. So now we've made it back from our Costco trip and we have unloaded the van. And as you can see, we had a pretty successful trip to Costco. So that includes all the groceries and snacks. And I plan on using most of this over the course of the month. And I'll go through all this with you in terms of what I have meal planned and what the different ingredients are going to go for. And so we'll start here. And the first thing, this pho, or it could be pronounced pho too. I like that for lunches. The kids picked out goldfish for snacks. They also picked out the granola bars for a snack as well. So that was what they picked for snacks. And then I was out of the nonstick spray, so I needed to grab some of that. Parmesan cheese, we use that quite a bit. I really enjoy these cauliflower pizza crusts. Those are my favorite. And then for the baby, I wanted to try these veggie puffs. She hasn't tried these before, and we're trying to move towards solids, so I wanted to get that for her. And then my husband and teens were out of deodorant, so we got the 5-pack for each of them. Definitely have to grab the rotisserie chicken, and I'm going to use that in several meals. I got this lasagna. By the time I priced out the ingredients, it was cheap to get that. And then the ranch, we go through ranch quite a bit. I want to try this ranch seasoning and see if it ends up being cheaper. And then I found this cornbread. It says that it serves 12 per pouch, and there's 4 pouches. So we'll try that and see if we like that. And then one of my kids really enjoys the Frank's Red Hot, so we had to grab some of that. And then I'm planning on making a lamb roast, and so there was a pretty good price on lamb. And then I found the chicken breast. There's about 3 or 4 in each package. The lunch meat is a pretty good price. That was about $11. And then I got this package of pork chops. And that was a good price on the pork chops too. So that'll be one meal. My teen likes to have the chicken breast to take to work with him. So I got him a bag of those so he can have those for lunches. And then the kids really enjoy these chicken nuggets. That was about $15 for that, and we'll get 2 lunches out of that. And then here's our usual 4 gallons of milk. That's a week's worth of milk. And then these broccoli florets. I got those, so I'll use that for sides, like with pasta, things like that. And then we were short on diapers, so had to add that to my budget. I got a pretty good deal on these red skin potatoes. I'm going to use that for soup. And then this cheese. I really like the cheddar jack cheese, and it's not maybe a great deal on the cheese, but it's a reasonable price. And then it's November, so the pumpkin pies are only $5.99, and the kids really like to have that. The bread at Costco, the Aunt Millie's, is only $3.99, so that's about $2 a loaf. And then I forgot to tell you, I did get the yellow skin potatoes, and I'll use that for mashed potatoes. Here is my favorite treat for myself, the cherries with the nuts. Get that. And then I found this large jar of Hellmann's. Last time I got this, it was a good deal, but the kids forgot to put it in the fridge, so we'll see if that works better. And then I get this big crate of eggs, and this will last maybe a week, week and a half. My husband really likes these sardines, and so do the kids. That's a really good way to get their omega-3s in, so they can have those for lunches. And then coffee, we enjoy that coffee brand. And then this is about a month's worth of string cheese, so I have that on hand for snacks. The kids can have that whenever they need, and there's enough for everybody to have a couple. And then I got this poopery spray for the bathrooms. If you have a lot of boys, you know why that would be recommended. So then on Sam's request, he wanted the garlic butter shrimp, and that was a pretty good price. And then my husband wanted to try out this Motor City pizza. We have not tried this before. We're actually going to have this for dinner. So and Jack's super excited about the Frank's Red Hot. So he's approving my purchases. And then we were low on ketchup. It wasn't the great price for that, but it was pretty good. And then I really like this eggnog, and then the Malbec wine. Butter, this will last me hopefully the month, but we'll see if that lasts that long. And then David's favorite are these beer battered Alaskan cod. So I'll use that in the potatoes and peas for fish and chips. This large thing of sour cream, 3 pounds of it, that's a month's worth for us. And then these bacon bit crumbles, we'll have those on baked potatoes that I'm planning to have. And then I got this Caesar salad. It's not the best price, but it's okay. We'll have that for dinner tonight too. And then I got a bag of French fries to go with the chicken nuggets. And then I found this, and we haven't had this before, but I thought we could try it. French onion soup always takes a little bit of time to make, so I thought we could try this and see if this would be good for lunches. And then my husband needed some new pants, and I got a really good deal on the pants. They were both about $15 each. So, and we're working on making dinner here. So we're going to get these unwrapped and get these in the oven. And it is our family movie night tonight. So we will have pizza and a movie night, and looking forward to that. Share with you all about our plans for this evening. So while the pizzas are cooking, I'm going to get all this packed away, including the snacks. And so in the snack bin, the kids have all their goldfish. And then the pizzas are done. So we did the deep dish pizza, and then I wanted a cauliflower pizza for me. And whoever wants some of that. So 3 pizzas and a Caesar salad to go with that. And then for dessert, we will have the pumpkin pie. So we'll call everybody in and tell them that it is time to have dinner. And then we're going to have our family movie night. So our family movie night tonight, our pick was the Charlie Brown, excuse me, the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving movie. And with that, the kids like to have hot buttered toast, jelly beans, popcorn, and pretzels for their snack while we watch the movie. So they're really happy about that. And it's become a family tradition. So share in the comments, what are some of your family traditions? And I'd love to hear from you. Be sure to check out the rest of our videos, and future videos are going to be transitioning to December. So celebrating Christmas. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for following along.